called them and she was like, oh, you didn't get the email? We emailed you already. You've been rejected. Hey guys, so my story actually begins from Ghana. I'm originally from Ghana. I was born and raised in Ghana, and I did all my basic education there up until high school. For all my Ghanaians watching, I went to Wesley Girls High School, arguably the best high school in Ghana, but they're gonna come for me in the comments. It's okay if you come, but we're the best. I had a very good experience in Ghana in terms of like education and just like living in Ghana. I absolutely enjoyed it. And after high school, I immigrated to the United States. So in the United States, I actually started off at community college. I went to John Tyler Community College in Chester, Virginia. It's actually a very small community college, but I really did enjoy my time there. I was there for a year, and after a year, I decided I wanted to transfer because I really wanted to explore the American educational system more. So I transferred to the University of Virginia, where I spent 3 years majoring in studio art and biology. Initially, I did struggle a lot with like how to manage my time and really like how to study. Like some study skills can get you through community college just fine, but it's a whole different ball game at a 4-year university. So I did struggle. I did struggle a bit in my science classes, and in addition to that, I was also working, and it was just like a really tough time adjusting to everything, you know, being new in the country, transferring to like a 4-year university, trying to like find your feet, find a community, finding friends. So generally it was really hard for me, but one thing I would say was that I really enjoyed all the classes nevertheless. Well, I think some of my friends are like, did you enjoy genetics? My GPA actually struggled a bit in my second and third years. I plummeted right from a 4.0 to like a 2 point something for like science GPAs. And also not being advised early on in the system, I didn't even realize how much it was very important to, you know, be getting like A's, A minuses, A plus, and even like B pluses. Like, you know, this girl was living on a curve. Like I was just like, oh God, let this class be curved. Because it was just like so hard. And it wasn't even until the second half of my third year that I began to realize that my B minuses is just not gonna cut it. So my total GPA for like community college and the University of Virginia came to a 3.4, but my science GPA overall was at a 3.18, which for applying to medical school is very low. I wrote the MCAT and my score was a 503. And at that point I was really debating, should I, you know, get a master's or not? And I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna apply and see how the process goes. I prayed about it. I put my application in. I applied to, I believe, like 24 schools, maybe initially 20, but I feel like as time went on, I just like added more, and I applied to like 24 schools. So during that whole process, I was just like waiting for schools to, you know, get back to me. I had sent like secondaries, and it was just like really just like waiting and hoping like a school would call me for like an interview. And during this time I would like pray a lot, pray to God, you know, open the way, but like it was just radio silence. Like no one was calling me. And my sister advised me, you know, you might want to call the schools and, you know, see where you're at with like the application as yours been reviewed, you know. So I called a couple of schools maybe in January, and at this time I had transitioned to like working as a medical scribe. So I did call a couple of schools, and my poor heart, I'm like laughing and smiling right now, but back then it really wasn't funny. I really remember these two schools. I'm not gonna mention their names obviously, but I really remember the response they gave me. One school in particular, I called them and they were like, oh, like you've been rejected already. We just haven't like sent out the rejection email because we were waiting to the end. I'm like, why are you trying to drag this out? Like, let me know so I can get over it. And it's so interesting. Like the Bible says that hope deferred makes the heart sick. Like, and my hope had just been like dragging on for these months, like really hoping I could like hear back from someone, but like no one was getting back to me. So my heart got very sick. And I even think in my spiritual life, I got very frustrated with like the whole process of like praying and getting your prayers answered. And I was just like, God, like, why is like no school calling me? Why are my prayers like not being answered? And it was just a very like frustrating and sad time for me. The second school, I really remember their response because it was hard. I called them and she was like, oh, you didn't get the email? We emailed you already. You've been rejected. And while I was on the phone with them, she like sent me the rejection email, and it was just like, ouch, this like really sucks. So yeah, those were the very like two responses I remember getting. It was just like a very sad moment, and it really brought me back to like the whole importance of the whole idea of like praying to God and what it means to like pray to God and get your prayers answered. And it was really during those moments that I really began to ponder on like why my prayers weren't answered. And I think Stephanie Ike, my favorite pastor, says this like so eloquently, like prayer is not you demanding what you want, it's really demanding what heaven demands. Like it's really demanding what heaven says of you. And even Jesus, how he teaches his disciples, when the disciples come to him, like, Jesus, like, teach us how to pray. And one of the verses, it says that as you pray, what you say is like, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And that for me was a very eye-opening moment. Like, what do you do when God says no? What do you do when he's like, no, this is not the time. I don't want you to go to medical school? Because it was a hard no. I didn't even get like one interview to be like, okay, you know, like I got one interview and maybe I got waitlisted. So no, it was just a hard no. So at the end of the application cycle, all 24 schools rejected me. So I applied to a couple master's program, and I got accepted into an Ivy League master's program, which is like very fascinating because, like, as you know, like I kind of struggled in my science classes a bit, and so I was very happy and grateful to God for that opportunity to like attend an Ivy League institution. So that was where I did my master's, and with God being on my side, it's maybe for another video because it's just been like a very incredible time. I really enjoyed my time at Brown University. I went to Brown. Go Brown. I really enjoyed my time there. I could really thrive, and I could definitely see the hand of God in like everything. I now had a better understanding of what it meant to pray, what it meant to like being fellowship with God. And I would just like pray before every time I would study. I'd be like, you God, you know, help me, really like help me study this material. Show me what's the most important parts of the, you know, the material. Help me learn. And God has just been like so good to me. I graduated the program with a 4.0. It wasn't easy. So I took the MCAT again, and in July my scores came out and I got a 509. When reapplying again, I had a new GPA, my master's GPA of a 4.0, and I had a new MCAT score in addition to like new letters of recommendation. Basically a new application. I did everything entirely over again. I wrote a new personal statement. I made sure like I sought for help when like writing my essays, writing my activities, and just like being at Brown was just so incredible for me personally because I got all the resources and tools I needed in order to like reapply again. So in applying again, I applied to 20 medical schools, and then it was just like I was just like waiting again, just like waiting and just praying. But this time there was more of like a sense of calm because I knew God was with me, and it really made me think about the first time when I applied. Like, did I even really pray about it? Did I hear him say, hey, go forward, apply to like, you know, so and so. So this time I was just like, God, just like, you know, show me which schools to apply to. And then, you know, you're just there one day and it's just like, you've been invited for an interview. Thank you, Jesus. I was like very, very happy. The first school that offered me an interview was Morehouse School of Medicine. So shout out to Morehouse School of Medicine. And after that, all the other interviews started pouring in, and it was just like, wow. Just like so incredible how things work when you are in the will of God. And it really taught me a lot about like how to like deal with rejection. And it's sad to like go through rejection, but what you need to learn about it is that rejection is it's not the final say. Stephanie, I listened to Stephanie a lot, and she was just like, rejection is about capacity. So there are it goes two ways. Either what is being rejected, what is rejecting you, you didn't have the capacity for it at that time, or the person or the thing that was rejecting you didn't have the capacity for you. So for me, in the first time, I definitely know that, well, now I know that I didn't have that capacity for medical school at that time. And I'm so grateful to God for him saying a hard no, because I know I would have really struggled, assuming I hadn't like gone through like a master's program. And God has been good. He's been amazing. I got 9 interviews, 9 interview invites, which is just like insane. Like most people just end up with 1 or 2, or even like sometimes 3. Like 9 schools reached out to me to interview. I did 8 interviews and I got accepted to 6 medical schools. I got waitlisted at 2, 6, 7, 8, and I declined 1 interview because when it had come in, I just wanted to give that chance to like other medical students, because I knew that my top choice had reached out to me. So that's very exciting. So that's where I want to end this video right now. Don't be sad about your rejection to medical school, or if you feel like medical schools haven't like reached out back to you. It's hard, it's sad, it's disheartening, but you know, just like pull it all together. Grieve over it if you want to, mourn about it, be sad, but definitely don't be in that place of despair forever. Take a critical look at your application, see what's missing and how you can fill that in, and you know, just drop all the questions that you have for me in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. I'm gonna be doing lots of videos about, you know, how to put an application to better, what makes a stunning personal statement, how to get glowing letters of recommendation, and so much more. So if you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and definitely don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss a notification. Once again, my name is Grace Patrice and you are watching the Pre-Med Hub. Thank you.